speaking from a kid place now.
Yeah.
What if I'm not used to being helped and I'm not comfortable asking for help though? How do you reach me to make me believe that I can ask you for help? You know what I mean?
So if you look at the most famous people in the world, LeBron James, Kamala Harris, they didn't get to where they are without help.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You always have to kind of find your lane and use your resources to lift you up. You know, money is great, but networking, your network is more important. You know, there's places that you can't go, that you can't buy your way into. But if you know the right people, you'll get there, you know? And that's what I had to figure that out as well. You know, being in the tech industry, I got passed up over a lot of jobs. Some people that I trained got promoted over me, you know? And at first I felt like, damn, everybody hates me. I'm the black guy. I'm this, I'm that.
Victim.
You know, I'm a victim. And I put a lot of energy into that victim mentality, you know? When I started to put that same energy into making a plan for uplifting myself, and I put that same amount of energy into positivity instead of being the victim, I noticed things started to change.
Welcome back to another episode of the Big Dog Talk Podcast. It's me, the one and only Big Charles. Listen.
In the building.
Hey, before I even introduce this inspiring brother, this man just did and had the biggest intro that I've ever had on the Big Dog Talk Podcast. This man pulled up in the
Little Bentley,
All right.
Bentley Continental GT,
All right,
you know.
talk that talk.
Hey, you know what I mean?
Talk
Sly
that
work,
talk,
going out of bed.
Talk that talk. But before I even have this brother to come on the mic, I want to introduce you. I want to read it verbatim because, brother, you are inspiring.
Appreciate you.
Brother Michael White. It says, listen, Michael currently works as a senior sales director at CMI International Technologies, where he has set countless sales records and made a great name for himself in the tech industry. Michael was born and raised in Oakland, California, and attended Bishop O'Dowd High School, where he excelled academically and was a two-sport athlete. We'll talk that talk.
Yes, sir.
You know, Michael's stellar golf skills. What?
Yeah.
Stellar golf skills earned him a scholarship to Hampton University, where he achieved Dean's List honors, served as I student government, pledged as Kappa Alpha PSI fraternity, INC, and was a 4-star Division I athlete. What? Michael then moved overseas to the United Kingdom, where he graduated magna cum, is it Laude?
Londe.
From the London School of Business and earned his MBA with an emphasis in sales management. Well, you know what? That is crazy. That is crazy. Let me just go ahead and shake your hand and welcome you, brother. Welcome you, brother.
Appreciate you.
I just want to tell you this, man. So shout out to Excel Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That was a hell of an event.
That was a hell of an event.
It was dope.
You understand me?
Yeah.
And to be able to, it's because of that event, I have accumulated some relationships that. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just
Sean Granberry put that together. Trevor Parham, Jalen Brown, Jason Kidd, man, just doing great things in the community. I love it. Love to be a part of it, man. And glad I met this brother through that experience. You know what I mean? Great things are happening.
Listen, bro. The reason I wanted you on here, first of all, I saw you talking that talk on the panel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not only were you talking that talk, but you was doing it in a way of so much confidence. I want to use the word arrogance, but in a positive way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You were talking that talk on a panel like, I've earned this.
Mm-hmm.
I've earned my way in the tech world.
Mm-hmm.
Where I come from, I'm originally from Mississippi.
Okay.
You know, But I love the Bay Area. I love Oakland, and I potentially shine the light on Oakland because
Nice.
I believe that Oakland is the heart of the Bay. That's just my belief. Can't nobody take it from me. My kids
Agreed.
are Bay Areans. You know what I mean? They love being from the Bay. So I take it upon myself to shine light on Oakland and the entire Bay Area.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, so but when I saw you on the panel, you were talking that talk,
Mm,
and it was in tech field. I know
yeah.
nothing about tech.
Yeah.
You understand? So where I come from in Mississippi, I live in a poor state in the country.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And we never had conversations about well, I never had conversations about anyone
Mhm.
or even being in the tech field.
Right.
So when I saw you, brother, when I saw you, Big Mike, when I
Mhm.
saw you, Mike, talking on the panel, I was like, what if more kids
To hear that.
hear him talk and see him talk, see him speaking, and see what it done for it? What if they get a chance to see that?
Mhm.
You know, so while you were talking on the panel, I was like, I whispered to my partner and said, hey,
Mhm.
my teammate, I said, he got to be on the podcast.
Absolutely.
And then you were doing it with so much big dog energy.
Yeah, yeah,
I was like, oh, and he talked that talk?
yeah. For
So
sure.
welcome you,
Yeah.
bro. So let's talk
Thank you.
about you,
Thank
man.
you.
Born and
Yeah,
raised from
yeah.
Oakland?
Yep, absolutely. Born and raised here, product of Oakland. Went to, like I said, grew up in East Oakland, went to Bishop O'Dowd High School, then went over to Hampton University in Virginia. Total culture shock. Just seeing so many positive black people out there that were doing things.
Hmm.
And it was just a great experience for me. Growing up in Oakland, you don't really get that many role models, you know what I mean? Besides like the ones that I had were like my dad's age,
Hmm.
I didn't really see too many people like younger than me or my age that were kind of my peers that were doing the same thing. So that's why when I went to Hampton, it kind of opened up just a world of doors and opportunities. And I still have a lot of contacts from, when I was in school.
So hold
Still
on, hold
talk
on,
to them
hold on,
every day.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Yeah,
hold on, hold
yeah.
on. Because you speeding up too fast.
All
Now,
right,
I want you to slow this down
all
some.
right. Okay.
So growing up in Oakland,
Mhm.
right? To me, Oakland is a big pot of gumbo, of resources,
Okay.
of relationships, of diversity. It's like to me, I'm an outsider looking in.
Mhm.
Oakland have it's like a hidden jewel. Well, not
Absolutely.
even a hidden jewel. I don't think people give Oakland enough respect and
Mhm.
credit.
Mhm.
You know, I guess my question is, why tech though?
Mhm.
Like, why would you go to tech?
Yeah. So I didn't start out in tech. You
Okay.
know what I mean? Both my parents are accountants. That's all I knew growing up, is accounting, numbers, math. So, and then me and my father are very, very similar. I'm like the spitting image of him. His swag is my swag. We're very competitive. So I made a mission to do everything that he accomplished, but quicker. You know what I
Wow.
mean? That's what I wanted to do.
No, shout
Yeah,
out to your
yeah,
father.
absolutely. Yeah, he's the man. Don White, politician. Legend in Oakland. Opens up a lot of doors for a lot of people.
What's his name again?
Donald White.
Donald
Yeah,
White.
he was the former treasure tax collector of Alameda County.
Wow. So you
Mm,
basically was just walking in your dad's footsteps, but wanted to
exactly.
create your own footsteps in it.
Exactly. Yeah, and that was a challenge for me too because when I first graduated from college, I went right into the accounting field at his old firm, and I feel like I was always in his shadow. You know,
Mm.
I couldn't really carve out a name for myself, and I just realized this wasn't me, I'm more of a people person, being in front of people, uh, just just a lot more than just sitting behind a desk all day doing accounting.
Right.
So I actually went into a nonprofit arena and opened up. I founded a philanthropic program called Dress for Success Community Outreach Program at the East Oakland Youth Development Center. And what we do is we have kids from all over the Bay Area, and we go through 4 workshops with them. How to dress for certain occasions. That's up and down me. You know what I mean? Interviewing skills.
Okay.
What to say in an interview, how to prepare for an interview, social media awareness, what to put on social media, what to not put on social media, and then negotiation skills. How to negotiate a deal, how to talk your way out of a situation. So yeah,
So
that was what I did after accounting, and it kind of led into a career in tech.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. So question that. What oh because you are fly. You
appreciate you,
fly, man.
appreciate you, appreciate
Uh, what made you so you are a philanthropist?
you. Yes, sir.
you're a mentor.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, in order to be a mentor, you have to have been mentored.
Yes.
What made you say, "Hey, you know what? I want to start this program for
Mm.
kids. I want to give them something, some skills to have that's going to help add value to their everyday life."
Yes. So growing up, after school, I went to a center, a recreational center called the East Oakland Youth Development Center.
Right on.
And the most impactful occurrences that I had on my life were when people came back that had graduated from the center and talked to us, you know, and I would see them pull up in their nice cars. I would see their swag, and they were 8, 9 years older than me. They weren't like my father's age, my grandfather's age, so I could really relate to them, you know. And I'm like, damn, they grew up on the same streets I did. You know what I mean? They ate at the same restaurants, went to the same parks, and I was like, I made it a point in my life that when I, became successful and made it in life, I'm gonna come back and do that.
Wow.
Exactly what they did. So hopefully I can have an effect on the kids, the current students in that generation, that those individuals who came back had effect on me.
And what's the name of your
It's called the East Oakland Youth Development Center, and I'm actually an executive board member now. And yeah, we're located on 82nd in East Oakland, and yeah, it's a center for the youth. They could come. It's a safe place. They could come after school. We do many programs and just develop the kids. All throughout their elementary years, all the way into high school.
okay question for you? Now, I'm going to
Yes.
be asking a lot of questions, but
Oh,
like
leave
again,
it in. Yeah. Throw them at me.
like I said before, like growing up, I'm going to slow it down some.
Okay.
Growing up in our sorts of environments, I believe that every hood is the. I don't know how where you were born, but I don't know too much about Oakland
Mhm.
as far as like the inner cities.
Yeah.
But I grew up in a neighborhood in the hood where you don't even hear about then about, okay, I want to go and get into the tech industry.
Mhm.
This is a different kind of language even for me.
Mhm.
What inspired you to get in the tech industry?
Yeah. So it kind of not necessarily fell into my lap, but I had no like vision to tech. Like I said, I studied banking and finance in school. It wasn't on my radar.
Okay.
Um, when I was doing the program Just for Success, I was going out and asking different corporations for money to fund the program. And the
Okay.
Golden State Warriors were one of our huge donors. I became very, very close with one of the minority owners. And we talked just like this.
Hmm.
And he was like, "Man, Mike, I would love for you. I have a subsidiary called Global Events. I would love for you to, come and run sales for Global Events." And I said, "Sure." You know what I mean? And what we did was we sold high-end sports packages to like CEOs of different companies so they could take their clients to like the Super Bowl, Olympics, golf tournaments. And so when I sold a package, I would actually go and host the event.
Mm.
I was hosting the US Open in San Francisco at the Olympic Club, and I was just talking to a gentleman, you know, over a beer, and he said, "Man, I run a tech company. I think you'd be perfect for technology sales. Are you interested?" I said, "Absolutely."
Wow.
And I had no clue, but it was just networking. I literally looked up his company. He interviewed me on New Year's Eve. And on New Year's Day, I had the job. So that was my first step into tech.
So where did the
Yeah,
sauce come from? Because I see that you're in tech and
yeah,
you have your own sauce, and I'm pretty sure that's what the guy saw about you as well.
absolutely.
Because uh, yeah, you got a different kind of energy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got the tech. So how do you okay?
Huh?
How do you blend your sauce in the tech industry? How do you make that work?
Absolutely. So it did just happen overnight in terms of how I blended it. Um, growing up in Oakland, we have a culture, mouthpiece. We just it's a vibe that you get, by the people you hang around. And I've always been my authentic self in
Wow.
every single aspect of life that I go into. Sometimes I have to pull it back, depending on what room I'm in,
Okay.
but I don't look at it as I'm fixing myself. I'm just
Adjust.
altering it, adjusting to the atmosphere that I'm in.
Mm,
And people see that and they respect that.
right.
They're like, okay, he's still being his authentic self. However, he can read the room.
Mm,
He has enough respect, you know, to act not accordingly, but appropriately, where I can relate to every single person in that room and they can relate to me, you know? So I'm always big on kind of doing it my way, but still keeping my authentic self to make sure that I'm going to be success. I'm not going to embarrass myself. I'm going to do whatever it takes to, I'm a deal maker, to make that deal go through,
Deal maker.
that's what I do. Yeah.
What make you call yourself the deal maker?
Because I'm in sales. Like, that's what I do. I study, I prepare. When I go into meetings, I find a common ground with the person that I am, like my prospect that I'm selling to,
Mhm.
and we make it happen. I'll do what it takes to get the deal across the finish line, but I'll make sure that all parties that are involved are happy.
So now I have to ask you this, but this is my question I'm coming up with right now. Are
Yeah,
you really happy being in the tech world?
honestly, I love it because first off, the money is great. You know what I mean?
Talk that talk.
Yeah, that's great. It's um it's an exciting space because I get to meet a lot of different people that I would not necessarily come across day to day. So, the network is huge. It is very kind of volatile. You know what I mean?
Okay.
One day, tech stock could be doing great. And then the next day the company will go under, So it is kind of exciting. You never can get too high or too low. You never get
Mhm.
too excited or too down on yourself. And that's what I love about
So
it.
how do
You know
you
what I
keep
mean?
your medium though? How do you because that has to be a skill that you train to keep your medium, knowing that it's a volatile industry.
Absolutely. But I kind of had to train myself um to get to that point.
Okay.
Because in the sales world, you could be working on a deal for months and months and months, and then the day before it's supposed to close, it'll just disintegrate. You
Oh
know,
wow.
like the money's not right, the technology doesn't work, and it'll go the other way. However, on the flip side, it might be shit. This deal is going south quick, and then all of a sudden, snap, and then you close a $9.3 million deal.
Wow.
So it's like I'll be like, okay, wow, okay, I did that, close that deal, on to the next one.
Mm.
That's how I gotta be. I can't just, oh, we celebrating for the rest of the year. Nah, there's still more work to do. There's deals out there to chase. Um, when you're in sales, you kind of write your own paycheck by how hard you work. If you
Mm.
put in the effort, if you really prepare and do your homework and do your due diligence, you're gonna be a success. Yeah, with sales, you can never get too high and you never get too low because if you lose the deal and get defeated, it's
Mhm.
gonna mess up your morale and the morale of your team around you. So
Mm.
you always want to kind of keep a steady pace, even pace, and just keep on knocking down those barriers and keep going. You know?
Wow. So here's the thing. A philanthropist. Am I saying the word
Yeah,
correctly?
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
You're in the tech field, but you're in the it says that you're the 100 Black men of America, 100
Mhm.
Black men of the Bay. And I saw that go crazy on social media one time,
Yeah,
not knowing that I was going to be connected to it somehow through you
right. Yeah.
and through Excel Oakland.
Mhm.
Uh, talk about that. What's that?
Absolutely. So the 100 Black Men of the Bay Area is a organization that's near and dear to my heart. It's we're the largest mentoring organization that focuses on African American males
Mm,
and showing them a path to success.
mm,
And we do that in four. We have four pillars that we stand on. The first is mentoring. The second is education. The third is health and wellness, and the fourth is economic empowerment.
mm,
And we pride on ourselves of being there for the young boys in our community. We don't just throw money at them and show them, sponsor them for stuff. We're actually with them, going into bringing them to different programs, introducing them to different people like the local police, teaching them how to act when they get pulled over,
mm.
just teaching them just basic motor skills in life, you know, and our motto is what they see is what they'll be.
Mm.
So we're around them a lot, really getting to know them, mentoring them, so they can see a different path than just, being an athlete
So do you guys
or
have
being
events or something? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
absolutely. Yeah. We sponsor a program called the OK program
Oh,
where we meet every Saturday with the kids and we just go over different subjects matters with them, give them a chance to vent to us, about what's going on in their life. Um, just all sorts of different resources that they use.
This is
Yeah.
amazing.
At the I got a funny story. So at the beginning of each month, I have different mentees from different organizations. So I take, about three or four of them grocery shopping for their families, at the beginning of each month. And, some are African American kids, some are Mexican kids.
Mhm.
And so just a couple days ago, we were at Safeway, and one of the young men, he doesn't speak English very well at all, you know. But what I want to teach them is, how to be a man, how to take care of their family. So I basically give them money, and I go out and like buy groceries. I don't want to see them just buying a whole bunch of candy. So I'm like, buy groceries for your family. And so one of the young Mexican kids, he wanted some chicken for his
Mm.
family, but he didn't know, how to express himself. So he looks around and he grabs a carton of eggs, and he walks up to the checker,
Mhm.
and he starts pointing. He said, "Mommy, where's the mama for the eggs?" So it was just amazing to see, like he's trying to figure out in his head,
Oh,
you know what I
nice.
mean, how he could get the chicken. And the checker was like, "Well, I hope if the mom for the eggs is here, it's dead." You know what I mean? So it was just hilarious. Yeah, but it's just things like that, because I learn a lot from the kids that I mentor, and hopefully they learn from me as well.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So how long have you been a part of this?
So yeah, I got into the 100 Black Men in 2019. So 5 years now, and I'm now on the executive board of directors, and I serve as the CCO of the organization. Yeah, so it's changed my life in terms of the people that I've been exposed to. We're a national organization. We have 98 chapters all throughout the world,
Wow.
and we have a chapter in London, a chapter in Turks and Caicos. And so I've just met a lot of strong Black brothers who have one goal, and that is to give back.
And this is all over
Yeah,
the world?
absolutely. Yeah, it's
Can you
yeah.
can you share that experience? How is it going all over the world and seeing people that look like you and on that same journey
Mhm.
as to making the world a better place,
Yeah.
leaving an imprint?
It's probably the most fulfilling thing that I've ever been a part of. Seeing African American males who already have our own struggles in life, with politics, with the way that we're looked at, with the pressures. But seeing like minded individuals that take the time to give back, and meeting just people from all different backgrounds. And what's important about the organization is we don't only just take care of the community and take care of the youth, we take care of each other as brothers.
Wow.
Anytime we're down or we need a little bit of assistance, you know what I mean? I have so many brothers that I can just, pick up the phone and that'll uplift me as
And
well.
there are
You
sincere
know what I mean?
relationships?
Absolutely. Yeah, because you gotta understand, we're in the trenches working, helping out the kids. You know what I
Together.
mean? So we're bonding during that process.
Wow.
And it's a genuine, like you said, authentic bond. You know what I mean? That it's like, okay, we're here for a cause, but we're also looking out for each other. I'm trying to make sure that you're okay as well.
So if I ask you, Mike, at this moment, what would you want to be known for?
And so I'm so glad you asked that because that was a real big struggle in my early career, in my early life,
Mhm.
because I was a party guy. I threw parties all throughout high school. When I got to college and pledged my fraternity, I threw parties there. When I came back, I threw pool parties. And at a point in time, all I was known for was throwing parties. No
Mm.
matter where I went, when I went out to dinner, when I went out to, party, everybody, oh, that's Mike White. He throws parties, blah, 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 blah. Even when I was brought into like certain meetings, when it came to me, it was like, okay, Mike, you're gonna do the after party. I was like, dang, how can I? There's so much more about me than
Mhm.
just throwing parties, but that's all people know. And I talked to my mentor about it, and he was like, Mike, look at your social media. All I see is you popping bottles and partying, having a great time, which is fine. That's a good part, but show something else. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Show you giving a speech, show you volunteering, because, you're what you express and show people. You know
Right.
what I mean? That's what they get. And sure enough, that's what I started doing. I started showing other elements of myself. And I think I was a little bit afraid to do it at first because, back in the day, social media was, to get likes and to show fun. I thought that was like the only way. You know
Right,
what I
right,
mean?
right,
That was my validation.
right.
But
Wow, wow, wow,
nowadays, you
wow.
know what I
Hold on,
mean?
hold on,
Yeah,
hold on,
yeah,
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold
yeah.
on. Don't lose that.
Okay.
But you said you used to do post certain posts because at one point of your life, social media was your validation.
Absolutely.
I know we going in a
No, I
direction,
love it. I love it because this been a
but
big part of my life. You
why
know.
do you feel like that was a certain part of your validation? And how did you come up out of that? Because I'm asking that because a lot of people still need and receive validation
Mhm,
through social media. I've
mhm.
seen a lot of so-called coaches who aren't coaches in real life, but on social media, they're
Mhm.
coaches. I've
Yeah,
seen a
yeah.
lot of people that have confidence on social media, but in
We're not in
person,
real
they're
life.
not in real
Yeah,
life. So how
yeah.
did that?
So I feel like I'm just speaking from my point of view and where I found myself going down a rabbit hole is I was living life for other people and
Mm,
not genuinely for myself.
wow.
I was posting to what I think people would like. You know
Mm,
what I mean? And it was authentic, but it was only a part of me. You
mhm.
know what I mean? And it wasn't even the biggest part of me. You know what I
Right,
mean? But I thought in my head, this is what people want to see. You know
right,
what I mean? I'm a very positive person.
right.
I like to look at, the positive outlook and, seeing a smile on my face, seeing me out enjoying life. I'm like, okay, that's what they want to see. That's what I'm going to give them. But you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to give them.
Yeah.
I wasn't giving anything to myself. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
And it actually took an incident that happened in my life that really changed me and was like a wake up call. I was hired for a job that I had been trying to get for like 3 years. I had been knocking down doors, interviewing, doing presentations, and I finally got the job. And they wanted me to start on a Friday. However, I was going to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii that Friday. And they asked me, I said, I can't start Friday. Can I start next week? And they said, sure. What do you have going on? For some reason, I didn't want to say I'm going to Hawaii to party. I told them, man, I have death in the family. I'm flying out.
Wow.
Sure enough, I'm posted in Hawaii, having a ball. I get a call when I'm in the airport on my way back. Sorry, Mr. White, the offer is pulled. You know,
Wow.
we can't start a working relationship like this, you know? And then that's when it clicked to me because I was like, this is serious.
Wow.
I'm over here giving away an opportunity, giving away money. You know what I
Wow.
mean? Because I want to post for other people, me having fun, you know?
Wow.
And so that's when I think I really had the wake up call. And I was like, I'm going to go hard, just as hard as I am about the fun stuff, the stuff that really doesn't matter.
Mhm,
You know what I mean? I'm going to put that energy into my career,
mm,
into giving back, into bettering myself. And I'm going to
mm.
show that. And when I started doing that, I never stopped. And to this day, I go just as hard as I did partying into my business, into giving back to the community, uplifting it, into making stuff happen. I'll wake up at 3 a.m. for a sales call, you know what I mean,
Wow.
overseas. Like I still have a hunger to me that I used to have throwing parties and making sure everybody was having fun.
Wow.
I make sure that the business gets done, you know?
Wow. What would you tell to a young kid that's watching you on the panel who's inspired by you? What would you tell them that's inspiring because they're stuck in a rabbit
Yeah.
hole, because they are lost, because they don't have any mentors? What would you say to them that will help guide them in the right direction?
One thing is never give up. Keep a balance in your life, keep an even keel, and keep pushing. You know, this world is a wonderful place. It's life isn't easy, but if you keep working and towards your goals and keep that positive mindset, then things will work out. You know what I mean? But you can't give up. There's been so many times where I've been knocked down. There's been so many times where people have told me no. But the fact that I have like I have a hell of a motor about me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Towards positivity, towards perseverance, towards getting stuff done. It's something in me that I just kind of fight, fight, fight for it. Really just keep an even kill. Always reach out to people who can help you.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's one thing that
But
I
what if
did.
I don't feel like I can? I'm speaking from a kid place now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What if I'm not used to being helped and I'm not comfortable asking for help though? How do you reach me
Mhm,
to make me believe that I can ask you for help?
mhm.
You know what I mean?
So if you look at the most famous people in the world, LeBron James, Kamala Harris, they didn't get to where they are without help.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You always have to kind of find your lane and use your resources to lift you up. Money is great, but networking, your network is more important.
Mm,
There's places that you can't go that you can't buy your way into. But if you know the right people, you'll get there, you know? And that's what I had to figure that out as well. Being in the tech industry, I got passed up over a lot of jobs. Some people that I trained got promoted over me,
mm.
you know? And at first I felt like, damn, everybody hates me. I'm the black guy. I'm this, I'm that.
Victim.
I'm a victim. And I put a lot of energy into that victim mentality. Um, if I only, when I started to put that same energy into making a plan for uplifting myself, and I put that same amount of energy into positivity instead of being the victim, I noticed things started to change.
Mm,
And there was another story. I like to tell stories. So I was working at this conglomerate, a huge tech company, and I had a chance to sit down with the CEO
mhm.
and talk to him. He gave me 20 minutes. And I was angry at the time because I had just got passed up for promotion. So I literally spent 15 minutes complaining about what's going wrong, you know what I mean, and why I deserve this promotion and why I should be here. I had my numbers all laid out. And he said, Mike, are you done? I said, yeah. He said, you just spent 15 minutes telling me what's wrong with my company and telling me, you know what I
Wow.
mean? Yeah. Telling me why you're not happy and why you deserve there. He was like, I really can't do anything for you out this conversation because you're just coming off as a disgruntled employee. You know, it was tough. It was
Oh.
tough, but it lit a fuse under me, and I'm like,
But was he telling
damn.
the truth?
He was telling the exact truth. He was like, but he gave me some hardcore advice. He was like, next time we talk, if there's gonna be a next time, use that same energy that you put into planning, talking about all the negativity and how you've been done wrong. Use that same energy to telling me where you want to be at my company, where you feel you deserve to be, and what you're gonna do when you get there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then we can talk. Because
Wow.
right now, I can't give you
I
any
can't do
advice.
nothing
I
for
can't
you.
do anything. You just told me why you
You're a
feel you should.
pessimist.
Exactly. And so, sure enough, next time we talked, I had a clear, laid out plan of where I want to be in your company. I had a 30, 60, 90-day plan. I told him my qualifications of where I wanted to be, where I need to be, and why I deserve to be there. I told him how I was going to get there.
Clear
You know what I
vision.
mean? Yeah. And he said, Mike, I will help you every step of the way. You know? And I was like,
Wow.
man, when I get there, I want to be rookie of the year. He was like, I don't want you to be rookie of the year. I want you to be rookie of the year, sophomore of the year, junior of the year. I want you to excel at this company for years to come because I came
Wow.
at him correctly. You know?
Wow.
So now with my staff, I tell them, I'll let them vent. You know what I mean? And I'll do the same thing. I'll be like, are you done? I can't help you because you just telling me negative, negative, negative stuff.
Wow.
Let's talk about where you want to be and how I can help you get there.
Wow.
So I do that all the time because I see the same thing in me or in them that I saw
From
in me.
yourself.
You know what I mean? I see a passionate person,
Mhm.
but his focus his energy
Wrong
in a
direction.
wrong direction. So once you get to that point where you can shift that focus and shift that energy and put that same passion behind it towards positivity, you're good. And that's what I would tell these young, you know what I mean, these young people trying to come up in life. It's just like, okay, you're in a basketball game. You 5 seconds left, you got the last shot. You miss it. Don't be mad that you missed the shot. Be glad that you had the opportunity
Just
to take the shot. Be glad that your teammates had that much, confidence in you to give you the ball. That's an honor in itself. So now, instead of going to the coach complaining about, man, I was in the wrong position to take the shot, let's plan about next time I'm gonna make that shot. You know what I mean? And we're not even gonna. I'm gonna play so good earlier in the game. It won't have to come down to the last shot.
I
You know
know
what I
you've been
mean?
giving me these good stories.
Yeah.
Great stories.
Yeah.
what is the main thing that you don't mind sharing that
Mm.
really enhanced your life or career?
Yeah. I learned not to block my blessings. You know,
We'll talk about that.
just like you said, I come with a certain a certain swag about myself,
Mhm.
certain style, and approaches I take. I learned that sometimes you have to adjust that,
Mhm.
you know, the way of responding to certain situations. You just have to be a little bit more mindful
Mm.
when you are in certain rooms. And that's what I did. And that's when I started doing that and relating to people, um, I started enhancing in my career and building relationships.
So I gotta
You know?
ask you this though, and I
Yeah,
want you to be honest with me.
of course.
Cause you're an exec.
Yeah.
How does that feel to be a tech exec though? Cause I, know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm asking you that, and don't give me no BS answer because
No, no,
no
I'm
no
gonna
no hold on because you pulled up in the Bentley like I know I'm that guy. No, I know. So no, honestly though, how does it feel? How does that feel to you? Like being a source of inspiration, a source of hope. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I don't want to like dim that light.
Uh-huh.
You that's major. So
Absolutely.
how does that
Yeah.
feel?
It honestly, it feels amazing. I've worked extremely hard to get where I am. I'm still working very, very hard to stay where I am. And I'm big on legacy.
Mm,
I know that um, there was people who came before me,
mm,
what I mean, who paved the way for me just to have the opportunity to work in tech,
mm,
let alone be where I am in tech. Um, and so I know that I need to hold a certain standard, so I can keep their legacy alive
right on.
and keep them going. Not keep them going, but
That
don't let them
legacy.
down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't let
Yeah.
them down. But then more importantly, I know there's a generation coming after me,
I feel it.
and it's my responsibility to pay it forward,
Wow.
and to uplift others that have a dream like I had. When I
Mm,
was sitting in the East Oakland Youth Development Center as a kid, didn't know where I wanted to go, just needed some
mm.
type of guidance. That's a big responsibility that I hold on my shoulders. Like, let me, I'm not just gonna give it to you and be like, here,
Gotta work for
you
this.
gotta work because that's doing you a disservice.
Right.
You gotta work for this because there's one thing to have a skill set and be able to really, deliver on that, but to teach that to another person and to make sure that you give them the right avenue for success, that takes a whole different muscle. You know what I
Mm,
mean? And that sharpens you up yourself
mm,
too. So I'm really, really big on succession planning. I'm really good on uplifting people who have that drive and hunger. Because, like I said, the 100 Black Men, what they see is what they'll be.
mm,
I can show you, you know what I mean? But if you're not willing to put in that work like I did, then you're not gonna be at that same level. You see
mm.
what I'm saying? You see the glamour, but I'm gonna really walk you through the steps that it takes, to get there. You know, so make sure you're prepared when you get to that.
I'm pretty sure that's a hard journey though.
Absolutely, but everything someone did it to me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, and I thank them for that. Like, they didn't sugarcoat it, be like, man, this is easy, right? You know what I mean? I had to go through certain protocols and certain steps to get to where I wanted to be,
Mm,
and it did nothing but benefit me because I was prepared, you know. And now when I go into a room and I have competitors that don't look like me, I call it when I walk into a boardroom, I call it the OMG YAB factor when they look at me. Oh my God, you are black, you know?
yeah.
Um, but I use that to my advantage
Right.
because I'm like, okay, they're looking at me like this, like, okay, how did he get here? However, since he's here, he must have did something right to get here, you know? And now I'm gonna prove to them I got this.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm swaggy. I like to have fun. I play golf. You know what I mean? But shit, I study. I can present well. I can articulate. I can get this deal done, and I can be a resource to everybody in this room. You know,
wow.
so I knock them out the park with my knowledge, and not just the way I carry myself. I had to a little bit.
I'm on the big
On the big dog, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
that was amazing.
Thank you, appreciate
Man,
you,
so
man.
before we get out of here, I want to, because again, You from Oakland,
Yes, sir.
but you've been all over the world.
Yeah.
And this is no disrespect to discredit Oakland.
Mhm.
Right now, Oakland don't have from the media. Oakland doesn't give a good
Representation.
right.
Absolutely.
You took it upon yourself, although you from Oakland, you've been all over the world. You said, "Hey, I want to come back to Oakland, where I'm from, and pump game into my city." What made you want to do that?
So one thing I know, Oakland is in me. I wouldn't be who I am without Oakland, the culture of Oakland, the people of Oakland, the vibe of Oakland. It's embedded in me. Um, I feel comfortable with Oakland. I want to see Oakland win. You know
Mm,
what I mean? I grew up and you know what I mean? I grew up in the hills, like I'm not gonna front, like, but I was always curious. You know what I
mhm,
mean? I would always go down to the flatlands and kick it and build relationships.
mhm.
That's why my parties were so successful. Everybody from all different backgrounds of Oakland came together, and we all had that same common. We from the town. We got a culture. We're proud of this. You know what I
Right,
mean? That pride has always been in me. You know what I
right,
mean? Even when I go out and travel, I miss Oakland. You know
right,
what I mean? It's good to get away. You
right,
know what I mean? But it's like when I was at Hampton University, when I was in London, I always carried Oakland with me. You know what I
right.
mean? And I have family here. I have a daughter, a beautiful daughter. I wanted to raise her where I was raised.
Wow.
Because my parents raised me a certain way in a certain area, and I turned out okay. My sister turned out great. My brother turned out great. I want to make sure that my nieces and nephews and my daughter turn out the same way. And I know Oakland can provide that.
Wow.
If you steer them the right way.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm passionate about Oakland. Passionate about the Bay. Period. I love the culture that we have. Like you said, we're a hidden gem out here.
Right.
No matter where you go, there's nothing like the town. You know,
Mm.
and yeah,
I
it's
feel
just
like
in me,
Oakland,
and I love it.
I feel like
Mhm.
Oakland, like all my cousins.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
'Cause,
yeah.
if you know history about Oakland and down south, a lot of people migrated from the south to Oakland.
Absolutely. Yeah,
You know
my,
what I
my
mean? So
granddad did. He from Texas to Oakland
you
with
know
the
what I
war.
mean? So man, shout out to Oakland, man. Shout out
Absolutely.
to you, man. This has been amazing, bro.
Absolutely. I definitely want to thank you, though. Like I said, I
No,
know
I
we
got one
talked before.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
So, do you still throw parties?
Absolutely.
So, can
And
you?
you are on the guest list.
Oh!
I still throw.
You see where I was coming at?
Yeah. I still am the pool party king.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I
I
mean?
got it.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Man, this has been dope and inspiring,
Absolutely,
man.
man. I appreciate you having me on. I really enjoyed it. And man, I hope to come back.
Man, we connected now. You come on,
Definitely.
listen, on this platform, this is my sacred place. For sure. You know what I mean? Um, if I didn't sincerely want you on here, not for beneficial gain,
Hmm.
but like for inspirational game, like I wouldn't even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I don't owe you nothing. You don't owe me nothing.
Absolutely,
You
man.
know what I mean?
Like I said, I heard nothing but positive things about you. A couple of my people that I consider family have been on the podcast, and I seen the vibe, and I'm glad that we were able to connect. Man, I really enjoyed the experience.
I can't wait to come to the party.
Definitely. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, man.
For sure, man.
Appreciate you, man.